Hey guys, it's Vel here, and I am finally back from my long hiatus to bring you guys a look into the LA meetup that just happened and my experience playing Path of Exile 2. Now, for those of you who don't know, I was in a car accident a year ago. It took me out of commission for about a year. I'm probably about like 80% now. But I am well enough to bring you guys more content, and let's get right into it. Let's talk about some Path of Exile 2, shall we? So, right away, I loved this intro. Instead of just being on the boat, I thought it was great. At the presentation, they showed off the Ranger heavily, and I knew right away that's what I wanted to play. So I just clicked on Ranger, and then I noticed these really nice features that they added. So they have something that shows you the archetype for the Ranger. So it's saying, for example, long range, plus it shows a video. It lets you know what exactly the Ranger is all about. We have agility, so it's a movement character, right? There's the last one that's missing a video, but we'll have one soon, has crowd control, slow your enemies, things like that. So I thought that was really a nice feature to let you know what you're getting into. I thought the scene was great. It was a nice change from just being on a boat, right? Where you escape and go into the water. So, right off the bat, very exciting. They added select your movement type, mouse WASD. They encouraged us to try out WASD because they think you have a lot of control. It feels really good. So that's what I did. And the nice thing is, if you're not feeling it or if it's not good for your class, all you have to do is hit escape. And the buttons that are down here are just down there, and you can switch between the two. So it's not complicated to change. So here is some Ranger start.
At least that means I'm still alive.
I was testing out the movement at first, what feels really nice is the A and D of it feels kind of like strafing instead of a full turn like you would experience in MMOs. So that was actually, that felt really, really comfortable to have strafe. So let's take a look at the first boss. Here's, before we do that, here's a little bit of fighting, backing up, using default, very basic stuff, Oh, okay, so here is where I get my first gem. It's sweet, it's lightning arrow, and all you have to do is hit G and you open up your skill gem tab and just pop it right in there. Very nice, very easy. Okay, so here is your first boss. It's your Hillock, Bloated Miller. Right away, you get a little tutorial telling you to dodge, and you know that there are attacks you have to dodge. Honestly, I probably should turn down my map opaqueness, but I'm just so used to leaving the map open as I game. I did not think about it. But as you can see, just like a regular Hillock fight, already out of mana. Except this time, this guy spawns ads. Perfect for lightning arrow. Okay, so one thing I noticed that I really liked is at the top, you have this stun bar. It slowly builds up, and when it hits max, it stuns, and it's really nice. It will just stop what they're doing. It's great. It's a great little feature. He is honestly, I shouldn't have tanked that, but I thought I could take the hit. And I barely could. All right, now he's mad. He's big angry. All right, so it's not too bad. The dodging feels pretty good. It's very responsive. The WASD feels good. There is one thing I will say. At first, like holding down. Yeah, here I ran out of mana, so I had to start thinking about switching back to default attack. Ran out of flash, ran out of mana. I did the classic double hit. You're a mana flash, so you use too many charges. You know how it is. So yeah, I got a couple transmutes off him right off the bat. It was absolutely huge. And one thing I did notice about Act 1 is I might have got maybe a little lucky, but I found quite a few transmutes. I found Augment. I found a couple Alks in Act 1. I even found near the end a Chance Orb. So they're like way better loot than what I would normally experience in Act 1. A decent amount of Wisdom Scrolls, all that good stuff. And really fun is they added a portal button. You can see right here, there's a portal button right here. And now the portal does have an animation, so there is like a cast time to it. It's not instant anymore. So you have to think before you place your portal, like where you're gonna place it. Because if you want to, let's say, portal out of a boss fight, you're gonna need a couple seconds of cast time, maybe like 2 seconds or something, to cast it and not get hit. And that's still a viable strategy for coming back, getting flasks, things like that, going back, killing the boss early, all that good stuff. So that is one thing you have to think about, but you don't have to worry about portal scrolls anymore, so it's great. It's so good. All right, so now I enter town. Town, first of all, I think looks very good. Also, look at the map, guys. Look at how nice the map is. And the little quests over here, so you know what to do. It's like little, you can't see this. Let me move here. We got a little marker over it. It's a little light blue. I'm not going to lie. It's a little light blue. It could be a little stronger, but it still shows that you have your quest there. I love the look of the map. I think it looks so good. So good.
But nature turns against us.
Okay. Now, let me show you this fight. This is your first. Actually, you know, I was gonna say it's your granddaddy crab, right? I said that earlier. But maybe it's your Tidal Island boss. Maybe it's him instead. However, he's a lot worse. So Devourer starts out far away, spitting at you. That's all fine and good. Doesn't seem that bad. The spit hurts a little bit, so ideally don't get hurt by it. Keep moving. Nice thing about WASD here is it feels very easy to strafe the spit. Like it's super comfortable to strafe around the spit and roll and things like that. You gotta be a little careful about the collision with like his body, I guess. Oh yeah. And I think things are relatively well telegraphed. Like you can see that he's coming out of the ground and how big it was. So you really move out of it. So, fun fact about a lot of these bosses, they have ads. And those ads can be rough. Not all bosses, but some. And he is one of them. Alright, we start off right away. He does that spit. That spit hurts a lot. A lot. If you notice, the health bar, you may see it again, turns red to green when you poison, so that's really cool. And yeah, every time, oh, there's his tail. So every time he jumps up, he spawns little minions. You gotta kill them. And now he has a tail that spawns, it hits you, it sweeps, does sunder. You gotta stay far away from him. And there we go, I'm poisoned again. So this is my first attempt fighting him. I'm gonna tell you guys right now, this boss, way overtuned, okay? I'm just way overtuned, guys. It's ridiculous. Like, I feel it's harder than some of the other bosses later on in Act 1. You're resource starved, there's ads, tails at you. There's collision with his body that you have to watch out for. He starts doing these longer splits that go across the room, and if you don't dodge them or go behind his tail so he shoots that instead, you will die. You will die. Just kill him. Like, you can't, you will die. So, needless to say, this first attempt, I call it an attempt for alright, and it is not my last attempt. I had to do things like put my default arrow back on with the default attack so I can gain more mana. I had to go back to town and buy another mana flask. And there we go, I had a chance to actually portal out of that one. There's a well in town that refills your flasks, so there is opportunity to it's a lot to watch out for right away. But I gotta say, at the end of the day, this combat, especially with the rolling and WASD, a little bit Dark Soulsy, very fun, and not really satisfying. So I'm hoping they like tune it a little, maybe give me less ads, maybe less ads. Oh, there, I got tailed and I died. First death, and not the last. This is definitely harder than I was expecting. Nice thing is though, when you die, checkpoints right by the boss, right? So you get to do it again. Sad thing is, he's back at full life. So, you know, you got that to deal with too. Alright, let's move on. Maybe I can show you the very end of my goal. Okay, so, right near the end, finally, after
This is going to hurt.
I swear, it was wild. There was that shoot, it was really dangerous, but I was behind his tail, so like I got assistance. As you notice, I started putting the default attack on the main button, because that was just the play at the time. I couldn't get another mana flask because the mana flask cost more gold than I had because it was rolled. It already was rolled. It was really unfortunate. But I killed him. It was good. Go back to town, turn in the quest. Easy peasy. Oh, there is something else that I do want to mention that I think they talked a little bit about in the presentation, but the presentation yesterday, but I just want to touch on a bit. So they added
in the days since
a button so you can block directly in front of you.
Separated its head.
Not only can you block directly in front of you, the block also blocks spell damage as well, and there's still, it doesn't mean that there isn't any passive block. There is still passive block, so you don't have to worry about just holding up a button to block, but it is a nice way to avoid hits. And right here is your little block bar. If you take too many hits, you're gonna get broken out of your block naturally, right? In like every game it's like this. But yeah, I thought that was very cool. If I played melee, I definitely would have been using that block a lot. Like because it blocks like project spells, and it's just so good. It's actually so good. Also, if there's something that you can't block, they added a feature where it will flash red, like in many other games as well. So it's very readable that you have to dodge that instead, so you don't die to that, which is a nice feature considering how many things we have had struggles to read in the past. So that, yeah, I really like that block feature. Like I really like it. I wish I was playing the other character to test it out, but the ranger looked too good. So yeah, block, guys, block. So now I want to show off a little bit about the skill gems, which again I said very cool, very different than what we're used to, but I like it. So I have this uncut skill gem 3 that I got as a reward. As you notice when you open this, we have rank 1, 2, 3, so I can only go and get any of these skills, any of these ones that exist. for rank 3. So it can be like a 2 or 1, but it can't be a 4. And something else very cool at the side here, we've got warrior, marauder, duelist, mercenary, huntress, monk, shadow, witch, sorceress, druid, templar. Each one of these has their own gems. And I think we only got to see like 4 gem sets. Like duelist, I think only has like 4 support gems right now that are in there. So there's like still so much to add. I don't know if you guys noticed, tornado shot is in. Spiral volley, whatever that is, sounds very cool. I want to play it. It sounds nice. That is in. So yeah, you get to pick from any one of these. Very, very nice. Also, another thing, when you hover over it, they have, it tells you what it does with the little, it shows you rather what it does with the little video. And I think there's also voice on it as well. I do believe that there is some voice. Yeah. There's also some talking. So very, very cool there. It gives you a little more information, makes it a little more new player friendly. Honestly, we're all going to be new players, so it's really friendly for all of us right now. Yeah, so I decided to pick Snipe. So let me tell you, Snipe is a skill shot. And a skill shot means like you have to hold it down for, well, in this case, with Snipe, you have to hold it down for maybe 3.5, 4 seconds. And when you do that and it charges up to the right amount, you critically hit every time. It also does a small AoE. Let's just say, Snipe was actually very, getting that skill shot was very hard. So picking Snipe, for me, at the time, wasn't the best idea. Wasn't the best idea. Not gonna lie. It was, I should have picked something else, but I picked it, I tried it. We tried it. Okay, I got a uncut support gem. So as you see, we have lost we've lost like Huntress and Monk and stuff. We have the base classes that we've always had. I don't know if you guys noticed, Scion doesn't exist anymore. She gone. And we have a bunch of support gems. Pinpoint, Essence Harvest, Meat Shield is there. A bunch of frost ones, Shatter, Deep Freeze, Spreading Frost, a lot of frost actually, Biting Cold. They really like their frost on this one, on the Witch. And something I found really interesting is, if you notice up here, it says Tier 1, right? And I'll tell you why Tier 1 was really interesting in a second. So, I ended up picking Innervation because the mana was getting better, but it was still a little bit of a struggle, even with 2 flasks, only sometimes. So I was like, yeah, I'm just going to round it out with Innervation, which regenerate 0.7 mana per second for 4 seconds when a supported skill shocks an enemy. And it's perfect. There's a lightning rod skill that puts on a 30% shock, so it's like a no-brainer, right? So I found this Enervate, or I picked this Enervate, got my 0.7 mana, and then literally in the next zone, I found a Tier 2 Innervation. And that actually gave me 1.2% mana, which was just huge. Right away, I kind of felt like a dummy for picking the Tier 1 Innervation, but I thought I would need it, right? There's no chance I would have got that Tier 2 necessarily. I just happened to get really lucky with it. So yeah, I thought that was really interesting that there are tiers to it with higher stats, and I'm curious, they didn't say yet if it's going to be drop only or if it's going to be instead something that we can, is it are they going to be tradable? I noticed that it goes all the way up to 12 here, so I'm wondering what the 12s are going to be. Are those going to be the Enlightens, the Empowers, right? Here's the Ranger, has multi-proj, faster projectiles, and Pierce as a level 1 support. Actually huge level 1 supports, to be honest. Yeah, so I'm very curious if the tier support gems are going to be drop only or how that's going to work. but I liked it. I thought it was really nice. I'm wondering if that's also going to replace gem quality instead. Or if it replaces just gem levels, right? Not 100% sure on that, but I thought it was really interesting. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about it. Is it interesting? Is it? I think so. I think so. Another nice feature, which I really liked, is when I click on the skill gem to take it out of the socket, it actually takes the support gems with it. So I don't have to individually click the support gems out before I take out the skill gem. It just does it, if you see here. And it puts it in a little row, and you can put it in your inventory very easily. Also, you can see here are my 2 alks. Here are the transmutes. Here's an augment. They still have old trap. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Oh, everything, all the currencies so far have a face, which I thought was pretty interesting. Why do they all have faces? I don't know. Even the chromatics do. I like it. I like it. So I thought this boss was really fun. The crow bell. He's got a bell, and at like 50% he runs away from you, and then he locks you in, and then or at like 75, and then he does it again at 50%, and then you get locked into this little room with him, with his really dank bell, right? It actually hurts. It hurts a lot, so don't get hit by it. Don't get hit by it, but yeah, it hurts big time. I think every area so far that we have played looks amazing, looks absolutely incredible. There is one thing I didn't get footage of, unfortunately, but there's so if you're walking above something and you see stuff below, you may go down into that below area that it shows. So that's a nice feature that they don't have in Path of Exile 1. As you can see here, my character is getting more powerful. I went all full in 100% on lightning instead of doing poison. But as you can see, the environment looks really nice. I'm not having to do as much backpedaling as I had in the beginning. I don't have a lot of armor. I don't have a lot of health. But what I do have is a bow that has 14% attack speed, baby. And that's all it has, and that's all it needs. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. I love the environment here, like the pumpkins and the way the grass looks, and things that fight you in the grass, that it moves and stuff. I think it's very nice. I think it's very nice. It looks really good. The last thing I want to talk about, they already announced it, but I thought it was super cool, so I just wanted to give you guys my insight. The Roa mount. The Roa mount. Attack while moving with no movement penalty? What? That's crazy. And when you jump off of it, it acts as a minion and attacks. So what does that mean for minions? Could I get a gorilla minion and then mount it, and that means it holds me and it runs? That'd be very cool, right? I'd love that. I'm wondering what other minions I can mount. And how it is a gem, so there are supports, so we can scale its damage. It is very, very cool. Yeah, so guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I certainly enjoyed making it for you. I definitely had a fantastic time in LA. I cannot believe that Path of Exile invited me out to try out Path of Exile 2, and I got to meet so many cool other exiles, and I hope that I get to meet many more if they ever invite me out again. If you liked this video, definitely like it. Check out the channel if you like the channel. Subscribe, and tell me how you feel. How do you think about it? Do you like everything you see? What don't you like about it? Let me know in the comments below. And you can find me 6 days a week on twitch.tv/Velyna. I hope to see you guys there. Have a great day, guys.